Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on October 26, 2022. Ukraine war, Russia troop deployment to Belarus prompts speculation. BBC, opposition leader says Belarus should end fight for Russia. The Independent, what's behind Russia's new deployment of troops to Belarus? Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, Russian troops begin Belarus deployment, DW News. DW News, Belarus says almost 9,000 Russian troops to deploy there. Man, 20, dragged to death after clothes get stuck in New York subway car. The Independent, man killed on New York subway after clothes get caught in train door. Sky News, NYC subway crime, while serious, far lower than it seems, crime stat expert. PIX11 New York News, suspect in NYC subway shoving charged with attempted murder. North Korea tensions, why is Kim Jong-un upping the pressure? Egypt urges Sunak not to ditch UK's climate pledges, and hopes King Charles can attend COP27. Sky News, climate summit host Egypt renews invite to King Charles. Poland set to build wall along border with Russia to keep out migrants. Sky News, Poland considering anti-migrant barrier on border with Russia. Notes from Poland, Poland mulls barrier on Kaliningrad border, says top official. Iran protests, how countries are punishing the morality police. BBC, I felt solidarity, Afghan women monitor Iran protests, vow to continue fight for basic rights. France 24 English, as Iran protests enter sixth week, women take to Afghanistan streets. Al Monitor, Iran protests, how political groups are using the uprising for their own agendas. Middle East Eye, why women are rebelling against Iran's morality police. Ukraine war, South Africa refuses to seize sanctioned Russian superyacht. BBC, oligarch superyacht creates stormy waters in Cape Town. The Times, Nord yacht, sanctioned Russian tycoon Mordashov ship to dock in South Africa. Bloomberg, sanctioned Russian tycoon's megayacht is free to dock at SA ports, says presidency. News 24, megayacht sparks warnings Hong Kong could become Russia haven. COVID-19, new report predicts how many daily cases there will be by February. Sky News, global COVID cases will increase in coming months, but at a slower pace, analysis says. Reuters, no surge expected in global COVID-19 cases this winter, says IHME report. The Hindu, coronavirus, global COVID cases projected to rise slowly during Northern Hemisphere's winter, IHME report. Ash Carter, former U.S. Defense Secretary dies at 68. BBC, former U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter dies. MSNBC, former U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter dies at 68 after suffering heart attack. India Today, Biden remembers Carter as great American of the utmost integrity. The Hill, former Defense Secretary Ash Carter dies at 68 greater than U.S. Democrats retract call for Biden change of course on Ukraine. BBC, left-wing Democrats condemned for offering olive branch to Putin with peace plan. The Telegraph, how did the House's top progressive Democrat play her hand so badly? The Independent, a progressive reversal on Ukraine letter, WSJ. Uber whistleblower calls on Europe to tackle undemocratic power of tech companies. The Guardian, Uber files whistleblower wants ambitious EU law for the powerless. EURACTIV, Uber says it has changed. Its former lobbyist has his doubts. Politico Europe, Uber's shadow looms over platform workers' directive debates. EURACTIV, trade unions accuse Uber of unfair influence on platform workers' rights. COP27, what is the Egypt Climate Conference and why is it important? BBC, Egypt shuts down event spaces on first Monday of COP27 in blow to NGOs. The Guardian, Egypt COP27 climate summit activists concerned voices will be curtailed. Reuters, global climate summit is heading for a geopolitical hurricane. Fetterman v. Dr. Oz debate, live, Democrats downplay expectations as Pennsylvania midterm Senate face-off nears. The Independent, White House defends Biden's quiet campaign strategy after he gives closing argument speech to DNC staffers. CNN, Biden delivers midterm pep talk. If we get people out to vote, we win. ABC News, opinion, the Reproductive Freedom for All Act would codify Roe vs. Wade. The Washington Post, DeSantis v. Crist debate, live, polls and news on Florida gubernatorial debate. Cut meat consumption to 2 burgers a week to save planet, study suggests. The Guardian, South Africa's environment minister says COP27 want advanced climate ambition. Bloomberg, African nations to finalize aims ahead of UN climate summit. The Independent, multilateral financiers must be reformed to help address climate crisis, Creasy. News 24, a just transition must help South Africa meet its dev. Gunman in deadly St. Louis high school shooting had 600 rounds of ammunition. Sky News, St. Louis school shooting, latest, Orlando Harris had AR-15, 600 rounds and manifesto praising mass shooters. The Independent, St. Louis, student and teacher killed in school shooting. BBC, Street. Louis school gunman armed with AR-15 style rifle, 600 rounds of ammo. Brittney Griner, Russian court rejects appeal over jail term. BBC, Brittney Griner, jailed U.S. basketball star's court appeal rejected by Russian court. Guardian News, Brittney Griner news, live, WNBA star's hearing branded sham, as court upholds 9-year prison sentence. The Independent, Brittney Griner's appeal denied by Russian court. The Wall Street Journal, Brittney Griner, U.S. basketball player has appeal rejected by Moscow court. Rishi Sunak's cabinet, who is in the Prime Minister's top team. BBC, world leaders react as Rishi Sunak becomes UK PM, BBC News. BBC News, Rishi Sunak's first address as UK Prime Minister, BBC News. BBC News, the challenges ahead may overwhelm Rishi Sunak, a Prime Minister with no mandate. The Independent, a day into the job and with a new cabinet, yet Sunak has already hemmed himself in. Ukraine roundup, refugees urged to stay away and dirty bomb claims. BBC, Ukraine urges refugees to remain abroad as winter power cuts loom. Al Jazeera English, Chechen leader advocates, wiping out Ukraine cities amid attacks. The Moscow Times, Ukraine war refugees asked not to return this winter. BBC, Ukrainian refugees told not to come home because there's not enough electricity. Ukraine-Russia war, live, Putin's troops fighting, heaviest of battles in occupied Kherson. The Independent, Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 245 of the invasion. The Guardian, Russia-Ukraine war, list of key events, day 244. Al Jazeera English, explainer, why Ukraine's southern Kherson region is a strategic prize. Reuters, Russia-installed officials urge Kherson residents to pack up and go. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.